So a few days back, you guys might remember that we made a video talking particularly about Bushiri's new rules at ECG. And we spoke about one particular one of those rules being that he has ordered that every single church member is ordered, they are supposed to, they are supposed to come and buy a particular pulpit. Okay, it's mandatory according to Bushiri. But today we have a leak of one of those quotations of how much does that pulpit that he's requiring every single church to buy, how much does it cost? And on this particular episode, that's what we're going to talk about. But before we do that, let's go over and pay some of these bills to the sponsor of this particular channel, Main Reef Auto Randfontein, which is sponsoring this channel. Thank you very much. If you guys are looking to buy a car and so forth, yeah, go over there, contact them and their team. More than willing to assist you in anything that you need. Now, for more on that, I will talk to you guys on them towards the ending of the video. It's the Reality Show. We do daily Christian commentary videos. It's the first time over here to be sure. Check out the other videos that are down in the pinned comments. If you can hear my voice, we are thankful and we are much hopeful that people will still hear the truth of the gospel. It's the weekend. If you can hear the kids, please don't mind them. You know, kids are playing. I would rather they play here than be playing all over the place on the rail of the stairs of the building and stuff like that. So I'm glad that the kids are thinking. But I wanted to do this video before I go over. I have a project that I have to edit and put for you. If you check the community section, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, there is a leak of the pulpit, the price for the pulpit. Now, remember last time I was like, you know what? This pulpit is probably going to be very expensive. I don't understand why they are making it mandatory. It didn't make sense to me to begin with. Okay, it did not make sense that they were being ordered to make sure that this pulpit, that everybody gets this pulpit or everybody buys this particular pulpit. Now, when I actually did see the pricing of the pulpit, the concerns rose even more higher. Okay, I have seen snapshots of what the pulpit actually looked like. Okay, and I wanted to show it to you guys, and I thought, you know what, it's worth sharing. This is the pulpit that is being talked about. Okay, this is the pulpit that everybody is being ordered to buy. You can see it has a display in front, and it also has some technical stuff, microphones and all this type of stuff in there. It's just weird. It's like it's a Star Wars ship more than it's a pulpit. It's no longer just about preaching the gospel. There's all these things that people keep adding on preaching the gospel. So that's the pulpit. But what I found quite interesting was the pricing of that pulpit. Bazalani, I've hidden all the other information, just want to be very clear, that might give it off. This is the price of the pulpit. So I've hidden what date it was, this particular quotation was asked for, and anything that might have linked to who the person was asking for this quotation may be. And you can see the pulpit costs $5,000. That's the quotation for this particular pulpit. Basalani, I kid you not. I kid you not. I thought that was quite a brave one. The pulpit costs 5,000. It's 100,000 pulpit. Basalani, there are pulpits that you can find in church shops that sell church equipment for like $500. $500, you might find the metal one that stands up. If you go on Facebook Marketplace, you can order an entire built pulpit, customized, at 3,000 rand. If you go on Facebook Marketplace, if you're in the Joburg and thing, I've seen ads like that and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I'm plugging those ones. $5,000 for a pulpit with a screen. Why can't you just buy a screen and then display whatever you want to display there, so that you can display waves? I want to display waves. Come on, guys. I don't think we are really at that level of debauchery. I think this is like low. This is pretty low. But you know, speaking of low, I found it quite interesting. Don't mind these kids. I'm telling you, they've been screaming like this since morning. I'm just tired of trying to keep them down. The quite interesting part of it is when you actually look at the quotation and it says $5,000, they couldn't even quote it with local amount. They couldn't quote it with an African amount. They had to quote it in US dollars so you feel important. You have to convert it and have a heart attack by yourself there. Interesting is when I was watching the Gogos Koteni interview with Solimu Holo. You'll remember that Solimu Holo had gone over to Bushiri's church for a certain period. And what was interesting for me was that while he was over at Skoteni's interview, he said Bushiri was a small. he just wants followers. He was using that Bushiri had gone and had a meeting with him to kind of prop himself because he wanted an audience from ZCC people. He denied it. Says no, he was never a member of the ZCC of the ECG audience over there. He was just there for a performance or to do something in the arts and stuff like that. Now, I thought that was quite an interesting one. Looking at the way that the entire video was structured, he calls him a small boy. Like, go listen to it, okay? Someone will think I'm making it up if you don't listen to what Solimu Holo said in that particular interview. Now, another thing that interests me in that whole narrative was that in all of it, at the end of the day, you end up just seeing the hunger for relevance. Hunger for relevance. It's like they're constantly cooking new ways for people to be drained financially. They don't run out. They always have something. They always have a scheme. They always have something up their sleeve, something in their pocket, something to shield, something to pass over, or something. It's quite 100%. I need to go back to that quotation right there. $100,000 for a pulpit to minister the gospel. They need 100,000. Now, bear in mind, these are the very same people that go out there and will make people pay huge amounts of money in order for them to go and buy them LED screens. Okay? They'll spend hundreds of thousands on LED screens. But then, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter that they have the LED screens. They still want to sell you pulpit with display screens like it's a toy. I thought this is just pathetic. It's pitiful, but people have subjected themselves to it. Y'all tell me what you think. I thought I had to come here and give you guys the update. The pulpit that's been talked about by Bushiri and his people over there, it's 100,000 rands for a pulpit. Pulpit it's not going to preach, it's not going to display anything new. It's going to be a screen. That's all. With a microphone. I thought we spend all this money on PA systems and then now we don't like the PA systems. We want a stand, a podium for 100. Now, maybe his target is just making money from all the branches that he has. I mean, like South Africa has one of the most biggest numbers of branches that Bushiri has. He established so many branches in South Africa. I don't know if it's 300 or it's in the thousands by now. Okay? So imagine if each and every single one of those churches, as small as they are, they had to come and buy a pulpit for 100,000. How much money is that? Why are they so hungry for money? I bet you you can build that thing, maybe even for 20,000. The technology in that screen, I saw there's a display thing that I actually saw somewhere. It's about 28,000 rands. 100,000, so 70,000 profit. They're making like 20. They're making 200% on what you paid for it. Then you have to deduct the shipping and so forth. But 100,000 for a pulpit, these people will never stop at finding new ways to drain you. I hope you wake up and you see it for yourself. 100 grand for a pulpit. What are you people doing over there? But hey, ECG people have not had enough. Like the stories that you hear from ECG, people being in debt, people being indebted or putting themselves in debt to please the hierarchy. It's things like this that drain them. But if they want to continue, hey, what should we say? It's Ricky. As long as we pass the message, say, listen, it's not like the screen is going to display God. The message does that. But if you don't have a message and all you have is a pulpit, hey, maybe that's all you need. It's Ricky. We're done.